In tonight's Big Story Breakdown, we are looking at education in Oklahoma. The Oklahoma Citizens for Education presented the Oklahoma Shift, a Fox 25 moderated town hall. This gave educators a chance to highlight the biggest issues that they're seeing right now. Fox 25's Grant Palmer was at that town hall. He joins us now live in the studio. So Grant, what are those challenges and what are some of the possible solutions they discussed tonight?
Well, Wendy, behavior, literacy, and meaningful support for educators were at the top of the list tonight, with panelists saying investment and follow-through is crucial to turn education around in Oklahoma.
Thursday evening, educators from across the state gathered to talk about issues getting in the way of giving students a quality learning experience. They say a major issue, student behavior.
We can focus on literacy, we can focus on all those things, but unless we deal with behavior, we're not coming out of 50th.
Jamie Cole, an elementary educator, says some of that behavior is turning violent.
When I'm saying behaviors, I'm talking about chairs being thrown at us. We're being hit, we're being kicked, and this is nationwide. This isn't just an Oklahoma problem.
Educators say another major challenge for Oklahoma is improving literacy, which has seen a lack of follow-through.
We have to have a consistent plan in place over multiple years to beat this.
McVeigh also says Oklahoma needs to make greater commitment to kids, citing other state successes in turning their education ranking around.
I think in Mississippi what the miracle is that they came up with a plan and they invested in that plan and then they implemented that plan and then they showed fidelity to that plan.
Adding that Oklahoma came from 49th to 4th in roads and bridges over a 20-year period by pouring in billions of dollars.
If we can commit to roads and bridges, we can find the commitment to kids.
Oklahoma Citizens for Education says to stay tuned for upcoming town halls and initiatives to help be part of the solution for Oklahoma education. Reporting in studio, Grant Palmer, Fox 25 News.
And prior to that town hall, we asked State Superintendent Lyndall Fields if he'd be attending. He told us he had a previous commitment that he had to go to. However, he did give us a statement saying he hopes all Oklahomans can agree that our children deserve a stronger, healthier system of public education. He says it's only through conversation where we can find common ground to start a path that leads us to a top-ranked education system. Well, the state's latest report card highlighted several areas of concern within our education system, but there were also some improvements noted. The state received a D overall in academic achievement, chronic absenteeism, and graduation. For academic achievement, students across the state earned just over 18 points out of 45 for proficiency and target-based performance. There are some bright spots. The state received a B for English language proficiency progress and saw improvement from last year in that area. Oklahoma also got a B for post-secondary opportunities and a C for academic growth.
I think, unfortunately, it's just kind of further confirmation of what we've been saying, which is that we're not doing the basic job we need to do with our education system of getting our kids ready to move into Oklahoma's economy.
In comparison to last year, 3 individual schools moved out of an F ranking, but overall OSDE says grades declined slightly with more schools earning Ds. Oklahoma lawmakers are proposing a bill which would hold back third graders who are not reading at grade level. The goal here to help boost literacy. Legislation filed in both the House and Senate would make it mandatory to keep Oklahoma students in third grade until they demonstrate reading proficiency. Part of that playbook that lawmakers want to replicate from Mississippi, which kept its strict third grade reading law in place while seeing some improvement. That state saw a 32-spot jump in education rankings in 11 years and is now ranked 9th nationally in fourth grade reading, but some are skeptical of the idea.
Last place you look for educational excellences is Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. I'm sorry.
This whole Mississippi miracle thing, I'm just really worried that we're looking for a quick fix, that we're looking for a silver bullet.
Those who helped with Mississippi's reading laws want Oklahomans to know their success did not just come from retaining third graders who could not read. It was due to a long-term, massive financial investment from Mississippi lawmakers to fund literacy coaches and screen students who are struggling to develop a plan for that extra year.
Now we say thank God for Mississippi because we're showing the nation that it can be done no matter how poor, no matter how rural, no matter the challenges that you have in a state. Anybody can do it.
Lawmakers say to get an Oklahoma version of the Mississippi Miracle, prevention and early intervention must be part of the plan. With Oklahoma's low rankings drawing national attention, education is expected to be a major issue in the upcoming legislative session. Speaker Pro Tem also weighing in on the need to focus on improving literacy rates in our state this upcoming session.
There's been a lot of talk about what Mississippi did. We believe that we can replicate and actually improve on that. We can do it better even than Mississippi did, and really quit failing our kids forward and start moving them into a position where they're going to be able to not only read, but to thrive and succeed and see a hope and a future beyond just even K-12.
Pro Tem Anthony Moore there saying he looks forward to working with lawmakers this session to getting something done like the Mississippi Miracle here in Oklahoma, all the way across the finish line. We're also getting a better look at some of the education priorities that we're going to be seeing during this upcoming legislative session. Lawmakers are focusing on everything from paid paternity leave to more recess time. Senate Education Chair Adam Pugh proposing a teacher retention tax credit of $10,000 for teachers who are beginning their 8th consecutive year within a school district.
We've got to work on the teacher retention, teacher recruitment, because we can't be static, we can't be stagnant. It's year over year, and I understand for some of my colleagues that may seem exhausting, but it's my job to champion the things we need to move education forward.
Vice Chair Ali Seifert also proposing more recess time for elementary students and full day for kindergartners.
Right now, state law says 20 minutes minimum for kids K through 5 in a traditionally 7-hour school day. I don't think that's enough.
Senator Pugh also mentioned literacy. That's going to be a huge discussion point at the state capitol, and he is running 2 bills on that as well. All of this legislation will be eligible to be heard when the session begins next week. 2 Oklahoma lawmakers teaming up to permanently ban student cell phone use during the school day. Rep. Chad Caldwell filed House Bill 3715. State Senator Ali Seifert filed Senate Bill 1719. Both of them aim to make our current 1-year statewide bell-to-bell cell phone ban permanent. The bills would remove the option for districts to change the policy and instead require every public school to maintain the ban each school year. However, the bills do include exceptions.
But one of the things I wanted to make sure was that parents understood that there could be exemptions provided for at their local school board. So those were medical exemptions and exemptions in case of an emergency.
Both lawmakers say they believe the policy will improve student outcomes by allowing teachers to be more effective and students to better focus on learning. Meanwhile, higher teacher pay, smaller class sizes, topping Oklahoma's list of needs in public schools. According to a survey from the State Department of Education, it found parents agreed that quality teachers, adequate funding, and small class sizes are among their top priorities for their child's school and education. OSDE says several answers urged the state to raise the state's teacher wages to retain and recruit more traditionally trained educators. The last time that happened was 3 years ago. Multiple responses also called for higher wages across the board, not just for first-year educators, but also veteran teachers. The average salary for an Oklahoma teacher, just around $61,000, according to data from Oklahoma State Schools Board Association. If you take a look, it's a 36% jump from 2016, when the average salary was $45,000, which puts us in the middle of the pack when it comes to bordering states. New Mexico and Colorado still among the top states when it comes to teacher pay rather. Data also shows emergency teaching certificates are also down from last year. In the 24-25 school year, there were 5,000 teaching certificates, down from 2,000 this year. Senator James Lankford also weighing in on Oklahoma's education issues during an interview today, saying it's important to invest in kids' reading skills early.
It's one of the top things as a priority for the governor. It's one of the top things for the legislature. They've already announced that for this session to talk about what can be done to improve, for instance, reading in our state. You've got to be able to learn to read and learn to read early. If you miss out on learning to read early, you're never going to get a good education from then on out.
And that was your big story breakdown. You can learn more about what unfolded during this evening's town hall discussion on OKCFox.com. Plus, you can watch all of our previous big story breakdowns on our YouTube page. Just scan the QR code that you see on your screen or search OKC Fox.